Hi folks, nanotransformation.com, and we're wrapping up the last few videos of the book, at least for version 1.0, and we will continue to update the book with more information and the site. I want to talk to you about the visible light spectrum, which is part of the electromagnetic spectrum, and we talked about it before under far infrared. I specifically want to talk to you about the red light bandwidth. This is research that I've not seen anywhere else before. I haven't seen anyone else talk about it, and I'm going to go ahead and just explode it right now, just to reveal it. There's a lot more about this in the book put in perspective, and I'm going to go ahead and put it out there to the general public because it's one of the most important things that I discovered and something interesting that conflicts with other information. The visible light spectrum is just simply red light. You can access it by going to Walmart and purchasing a French fry lamp. You don't have to spend $150 or $200 or even $1,000 on what's called red mineral lights from China. We have some of those in the book available. You can buy those if you want for 150 bucks. You know, and the selling point they have on those red lights is they coat the lights with a mineral type element that has 52 different kind of minerals in it. They have a big selling pitch. We do experiment with those, and I have one of those on order to look at. But you don't need to spend that kind of money to look at the red light spectrum. The French fry lamp, I think, is anywhere from $8 to $15, somewhere in there. And all you have to do is get a clip-on lamp, and you can buy those at Walmart. So you can get this whole package for under $18, okay? Now, this is very interesting stuff, and I'm going to tell you what happened. Perhaps you remember the videos that I did. In fact, in the book we'll show those, we'll link to that video in this area, where I'm walking around my apartment where I've got the environmental defense, where everything is in plastic and all over the place. You saw my room with a cot and a military sleeping bag, green sleeping bag and a military cot, and that was the room where I found that at night the only thing that would settle my itching was for me to stretch out on the sleeping bag and turn on a red French fry light over my body. And without fail, and I tested this enough in different situations that I knew it was not a placebo. Okay, a placebo is when your mind has a sense that something is happening. It was, you know, it was so profound what would happen to me that it was beyond placebo, and I documented it several times. You know the difference between placebo and something dramatic happening. I could be having swarming happening, and I would turn on the red light, not to be mistaken for the Sting song. I would turn on the light and silence within about 20 to 30 seconds. I later found out, and I'm still researching this, red lights have been studied in China for hundreds and hundreds of years. Also in China, strongyloids are a phenomenon that's very well known and understood, and they have therapeutic Chinese and therapeutic medications and therapies that they use to get rid of them. They consider strongyloids to be really nasty in the Chinese medicine, and the Chinese really know their stuff. So when somebody gets strongyloids, they consider it a fairly serious condition. There are people that have flown to China to deal with this condition today, okay, within this. Just knowing that far infrared and near infrared and specifically red light mineral lamps, the red light spectrum, is created in China and is known as a part of Chinese medicine. It should help you to understand how far back this goes. Why does the red light spectrum quiet the activity? Well, first of all, this is very interesting. Red light will not necessarily quiet a bird mite. It won't necessarily quiet things from other nations, although testing needs to be done on this. I don't know. But I do know that the red light activity has is definitely connected to the nematode kingdom. There's something in the red light spectrum that tends to silence the activity. My hunch, and I need to do more research, if you have any research, feel free to send it, because we're getting into light energy. Dr. Martin did work on light, both blue light and red light, and he was able to clear up people's skin with the red lamp and a blue lamp alternating using alternative cellular energy pigment theory and a little bit of a paste or oil type thing that allowed the light to penetrate deeper into the skin. So months and months later, I suddenly realized, wow, I was onto something with red light. I talked to Dr. Hilda Staniger, she only downplayed the red light, the visible red light spectrum, because she's very, very focused on far infrared, which is dealing with getting rid of the entire system, the entire invasion that's happening to you at the sacrocranial level. That's the fluid level, the organ level, and the rest. She wants people to push the entire thing out. And she knows that the red light stuff is fairly superficial and will only deal with your space. However, at the same time, she's currently developing models of far infrared that have to do with far infrared heaters that lower your energy costs, are green heating, but more importantly, they tend to freak out and scare away, silence, and probably even kill nasty artificial nanotype critters living in your living space, depending upon how far out that far infrared radiates, okay? So a lot of work needs to be done in the area of space cleaning and quieting, all right? I look to Dr. Hilda Staniger as a master in the area of body cleansing, and the jury is still out on the effectiveness of space clearing with this stuff. And I'll get into that a little bit more. So I focus on her as a detox and a couple of other doctors. For space clearing, honestly, there were no doctors out there that really gave me advice that worked at all. Okay, the exception of that would be some Cedarside stuff and the rest, and those weren't doctors. The space clearing doesn't work the same for everyone. But the red light situation was amazing, because imagine being swarmed. I'd be out by the computer, I'd be getting swarmed, I'd have all this stuff going on. I would reach up and I would snap the red light that was hanging above my head right onto my keyboard and onto my fingers, and the activity would stop right away. This is a $10 French fry light. What's going on there? Keeping in mind that the red spectrum was right above the far infrared. Later, again, I'm repeating myself, but this is interesting because we want to get your feedback on all this stuff. Later, I found out that red light is just above the far infrared field spectrum, and it's visible. I believe that whatever it is that was attacking me was a strongyloid type modified nematode, and that they are capable of cryptobiosis, meaning that they can stay dormant invariably. And if you put down diatomaceous earth, which we'll talk about in the next video, it's very problematic because they go right into cryptobiosis, and they survive indefinitely in a dry environment until water is added, like sea monkeys. Sea monkeys undergo cryptobiosis, and the new genetically modified strongyloids, I believe, are similar. The red light snaps them into their shell. Now, does this really take care of them long term? No, but it can give you some pretty amazing relief if you're getting swarmed, and I don't know why that works, but it definitely works. Now, once you have some relief from the red light, to either sleep, which is really helpful for your skin will really like that red light, or anything else, you need to go ahead and use your wipes, use your enzymes, use everything to clean up, because I was still using enzymes and everything else to clean up. But remember, for quick relief, I'm not saying it will work for everyone, try the red light over your body. It was amazing for me, and it was something that I was glad I had and that I experimented with. And it's also deeply connected to strongyloid nematode infection. You know, and if you're not getting any results from it, it could be that you're not suffering from a strongyloid infection. More research needs to be done on that, but I wanted to give you this secret tip. It really is quite amazing, and I'll continue diving into this research. nanotransformation.com. Thank you.